going on, YouTube? What's going on? What's going on? This your boy Go 7. Coming at you again with another video. Let me get this volume right. As y'all can see, I'm still new to this whole YouTube shit, man. So you're gonna have to bear with me. Alright. Hopefully the music ain't too loud. Hopefully y'all can hear me. I don't know. But tonight is a very important subject. Tonight I'm gonna be talking about the importance of reparations, man. We need reparations immediately, expeditiously. You know what I'm saying? In the words of T.I., expeditiously. Hope I said that right. And then you be saying all type of big ass words and shit. But yeah, man, we need reparations, man, because it's about that time. You know what I'm saying? It's about that time to pay up. You know, you can smell it in the air. You can look at the signs of what's going on in this world. You know what I'm saying? And just a downward spiral. You know what I'm saying? Just for not even just America, really the whole planet. You know what I'm saying? Because we have the wrong people that's in charge of this planet. You know what I'm saying? They need to just do the right thing and give the power back to the rightful rulers of this planet, which is black folks, man. You know what I'm saying? They need to just do that. You know, get rid of all that bad karma that they got on them. You know, and just do the right thing for once. You know what I'm saying? Do the right thing just for once, man. It don't take much, you know what I'm saying, to do the right thing. You know, you're going around, you're giving all these other people all these other type of benefits and stuff like that. You know, you got Ukrainians, they coming over here. You know, you want to get them SSI, you know what I'm saying, and get them our tax dollars. You know, where are the people who disagree with me on reparations? Why they not saying nothing about that? Why they not saying nothing about these Ukrainians and these migrants coming over here and they're using our tax dollars to take care of them? But you don't want to pay us reparations? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. How much money that you think is being milked out of these cities is taking care of these migrants and stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? The whole town's going broke, you know, trying to take care of these fucking migrants, man. Now the Ukrainians coming over here and you're gonna give them whole SSI checks. I ain't never did shit to a Ukrainian, bro. Just like how y'all ain't never did shit to a slave, I ain't never did shit to a Ukrainian. And here we go. They looking for me to pay the damn taxes, pay my damn taxes, just so they can give my money to a fucking Ukrainian. What I don't know, or nor do I give a fuck about, respectfully. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have balance, man. You gotta have balance, man. You can't just hate on me all damn day, you know, and not, you know, have the same thoughts about these other people. You know what I'm saying? You say that we asking for a handout, and today I'm gonna show you how we're not asking for a handout. It's not a fucking handout. What the Ukrainians getting, that's a handout. What these migrants is getting over here, that's a handout. Us black Americans, we're not asking for no handout, man. And that's just a fact. It's just a fact, man. So let's get it started, man. Let's get it started. It's gonna be a powerful show, man. Hopefully the right people see this shit. We're gonna get it started. First off, I'm gonna start with this website right here. Share my screen. Right here, this is Vox. And this is gonna show you how America benefited off the backs of my family members, and they need to pay up. This is the start right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and read this. I'm gonna big this up for you so you can see it, because a picture is 1,000 words. That's what they say, right? So here we go. Excuse me if I slip up on some words and shit. So here we go. It says how slavery became America's first big business. And hold on, let me see. Shout out to the person looking in the chat. Please like and share. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe, whatever you gotta do. But look, here we go. It says one of the many myths told about American slavery. One of the biggest is that it was an anarchy practice that one enriched a small number of men. The argument has often been used to demolish the scale of slavery, reducing it to a crime committed by a few southern uh, planters, whatever. Uh, One that did not touch the rest of the United States. Slavery, the argument goes, was an efficient system, and the labor of the enslaved was considered less productive than that of free workers being paid a wage. The use of enslaved labor has been presented as uh, pre-modern, a practice that has no ties to the capitalism that allow Americans to become and remain a leading global economy. All right. It says, but but as with so wait, sorry, but as with so many stories about slavery, this is untrue. Slavery is particularly the cotton slavery. I gotta read the comments and all that extra shit. My bad. Slavery, particularly the cotton industry, the cotton slavery that existed from the end of 18th century to the belonging of the Civil War was uh uh I done lost my fucking place. Was throughout modern businesses. One was continuously changing the maximum profits. To grow cotton that clothed the world and fueled global industrialization, my bad. Thousands of young enslaved men and women, the children of stolen ancestors' legacy, treated as property, were transported from Maryland, Virginia, hundreds of miles south. And just so you know, my great 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 grandmother was brought to Virginia, just so you know, and forcibly retained to become America's most efficient laborers as they were pushed into the expanding territories of Mississippi and Louisiana, sold and bid on an auction that resettled onto forced labor camps that were given a task to plant and pick thousands of pounds of cotton. So, like I said, um, you know, excuse me for my reading, but yeah, man, this shit is really real. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep going. The bodies of the enslaved served as America's largest financial asset, and they were forced to maintain America's most exported commodity. In 60 years, from 1801 to 1862, the amount of cotton picked daily by enslaved persons increased 400%. The profits from cotton propelled the U.S. into a position as I'm gonna highlight this, one of the leading economies in the world. So, come on, man. Come on, man. I'm gonna just pause right there to let y'all, really take that in. Just that sentence alone. You know what I'm saying? So, Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. And made the South its most prosperous region. The ownership of enslaved people increased wealth of Southern planters so much that by the dawn of the Civil War, the Mississippi River Valley had more millionaires per capita than any other region. Come on, bro. Um, yeah, man. You know, through the backs of my family members, man. Is the reason why a lot of people today are able to, um, they look outside and everything's quiet. Everything's peaceful. You know what I'm saying? You look outside, many places in America they develop. You know what I'm saying? We're told that we have the strongest military in the world. That's because America had a jump start. And that's a fact. Where you at? Where you at? Where was I? Okay. In recent years, a growing field of scholarship has outlined how America, throughout the century, geographic growth after the American Revolution and enslavers' desire for increased cotton production created a complex system aimed at monetizing and maximizing the labor of the enslaved. In the cotton fields in the Deep South, this system rested on the continuous threat of violence and the meticulous use of record keeping. I don't know if I said that word right. The labor of each person was tracked daily, and those who did not meet their assigned pick goals were beaten. And we're going to go into that. We're going to go into all the beatings, all the bullshit that they did. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go into all of that. The best workers were beaten as well. Damn. The whip, and other assaults uh, scored them into doing even more work in even less time. You know what I'm saying? As overseers in the plantation, owners managed to force labor system aimed at maximizing efficiency. They interacted with a network of bankers and accountants and took out lines of credit and mortgages, all managed America's empire of cotton, an entire industry. America's first big business revolved around slavery. Now, I just wanted to read that. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to read that. So it goes to show, as you can see, it goes to show that we're the reason why. We're the reason why America is so prosperous, so-called prosperous. Why they're able to throw billions and billions at Ukraine without a dime. You know what I'm saying? Without a thought. They're able to, have all these migrants come up here and just throw money at them without a thought. You know what I'm saying? All these banks, you know what I'm saying? They all got powerful off of my people, man. You know what I'm saying? And people try to downplay cotton like cotton ain't as big as it is. No, man, cotton is still big. Cotton is still a big thing. You know what I'm saying? So black people in America, man, we really deserve a lot of respect, man. Honestly. You know what I'm saying? So this is just I just wanted to start off with that to give you an understanding of why America is the way it is. You know what I'm saying? And people like to argue that oh, Oh, my family, we was poor. My family was poor. You know what I'm saying? We didn't own no slaves. What are you talking about? Why should I pay? Why should I pay? They saying all this shit, right? So look, I'm gonna show you this. Now, for those who say, "Oh, my family was poor. We didn't own no slaves," I'm gonna go off on a limb. You know what I'm saying? And say that those people in this picture, not all of them was rich. I'm gonna say that these people in these pictures, they weren't rich. You know what I'm saying? You might have some people in there that might got some little bit of chump change because they own a whole bunch of slaves. But not all these people in this picture is rich, man. Just so you know, this a foot, man. You see this right here? So this a foot, man. Somebody can be in pain. You know what I'm saying? And you can just tell. You can just tell. You got Billy Bob back here. That nigga lost his fucking teeth and shit. You know what I'm saying? You got Jimbo over here. Oh, yeah. Got little Jimbo over here. He's smiling and shit. You know what I'm saying? Got Bob over here looking evil as hell. Not all these people is rich, bro. So just because you weren't rich, that don't mean that you ain't take part. You know what I'm saying? You ain't take part in the suffering of my family members because you did take part. And what I believe that all my ancestors. People say, well, we want to praise the ancestors and honor their ancestors and stuff like that. But I am the ancestors. My dad, that's me. My granddad, that's me. My granddad's dad, that's me. You know what I'm saying? The Most High said, "Be fruitful and multiply." What do you think he mean by multiply? You know what I'm saying? What you think he mean by that? Multiply. You literally multiplying yourself on the planet. Another saying is, "There's nothing new under the sun." He's right. There's nothing new under the sun. We're still dealing with these same souls that's in this picture. We're dealing with these same souls today. The souls that's in the body of these people, they're still around. We still dealing with these same spirits today. Why you think that hate ain't never went nowhere? Why you think people still got that hate? It's seated deep within their heart. The Most High said that we will be in a land surrounded by people who will have perpetual hatred for us. And it's a fact. We still dealing with that. We still dealing with that. Let me show you another one. You know what I'm saying? We still dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? We got a little art right here depicting on the shit that we went through. You know what I'm saying? For free. Y'all worked us, slaved us, burnt us, did all type of foul shit, and then you just kicked us to the curb afterwards, and then you tell us to pick ourselves up by the bootstraps. We was your damn boots, nigga. You know what I'm saying? We was your boots. You told me to pick yourself up by the bootstraps. Come on, bro. The most disrespectful thing you just said. You see shit like this? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Are these people in this picture? They rich? They not rich, bro. These people is not rich. You think these are bankers? These are look at these people in the background, man. You think all these people in the background? You think they rich? Nah, bro. Not all of them is rich, bro. Not all of them. You got poor people too. Poor people, rich people. It doesn't matter what bracket you at. They was out here in this crowd together as one, burning us. Look, the man leg is gone. You can tell. You can tell from the picture. I don't know if you can see it. It's like indents in his body. You know what I'm saying all type of indents in his body. They burnt this man to a crisp, man. Did him dirty. And these type of pictures, there's stories about they'll cut off a leg, and then they'll fight over who get to bring the leg home. Or you cut off an ear, fight over who gets to bring the ear home. Sick shit. People sick. And we still dealing with these same spirits today, man. You know what I'm saying? We still dealing with these same people today. It ain't changed. Shit ain't changed. Shit ain't changed. The same shit, different toilet, man. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. We're gonna go on this website, and we're gonna read about the tortures, and all the pain and suffering that my people went through. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go all the way down the list. I ain't gonna read all of it. Exactly as you can see from my first example, my reading skills ain't the best, but nevertheless, here we go. It says, make sure y'all can see it. It says, after 1492, Christopher Columbus and his crew ventured islands near the Americas to find gold and slaves. For all of the Native American slaves they had collected, slave age of 14 years old were forced to give gold to the Spaniards every 3 months. The punishment for failing to meet this obligation had their hands violently cut off, or both. You know? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. What's this? I'm just, give you more of the why. You know what I'm saying? Because people act like they don't understand. During the colonial eras of the United States, many slaves were subject to uh, mutilation. I'm sorry, I gotta just push the word out. Let me start over. During the colonial era in the United States, many slaves were subjected to mutilation of their bodies in order for them to obey their masters. Some methods involve branding, castration, detaching teeth. That's crazy. And amputation of the limbs. Some people say, what's his name? What's his name? What's his name, bro? It's not. Is it George Bush? It's not George Bush. Abraham Lincoln. I said George Bush. Abraham Lincoln. Was it him who had wood teeth? Not wood teeth, but he had like slave teeth in his mouth. It's some sick shit. Allegedly. But what was it? Amputation of the limbs and or ears. Yeah, so like I say, they was fighting over who gets to keep our ears, bro, and our noses and our eyes and shit. In some cases, slaves may even have been subject to a shotgun blast or vicious dog bites by their captors. Yeah, man. Many of these methods have been in use for almost 300 years, well into the 1800s. Yeah, bro. Sick. You should read Russian icons. The Russian icons, where it goes in on how they was treating people, the black folks out there in Russia. why you don't see not one black person in Russia? Because they all got wiped out. You should see all the sick, twisted shit they did over there. All right, let's keep going. For the slaves that ran away from their posts, they were subject to any of these punishments or worse. Yeah, man. This is just, I'm just giving you a sneak peek. You know, people say they heard this 1,000 times. Well, I'm reading this for you, and there's pictures, man, pictures of it all. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning of 1500s, the most iconic means of punishing a slave was by traditional whipping. It is the act of lashing a long cord or flog in order for a slave to work harder or to punish them. You know, Mhm. You know, adding on to the fact that whips were used by slave owners in order for their laborers to work harder, this practice was most definitely abused. Slave owners had the privilege and absolute power over their property and decided to whip them at will, sometimes for no apparent reason at all. Yeah, man. This. Yeah, we going there today, man. We going there today. You know what I'm saying? During the 1600s, slave owners have started to take advantage of crafting certain instruments to prolong the torture of a slave. Some instruments included extended long steel prongs that protruded from the slave's neck. Some similar crafted contraptions also incorporated slanting iron plates that caused extreme discomfort for slaves. You know what I'm saying? Got the shit over his head and shit. You know, it's sad, man. It's sad, but we gotta see this shit. Along with the instruments mentioned before, more inhumane devices were designed and regulated to be equipped on slaves in order to ensure they work for their owners and to do their bidding. Other instruments also involve traditional use of ankle shackles, weights, and uncomfortable prongs. Yeah, man. So, man, I ain't gonna read all of it.
A runaway notice for a slave from Kentucky who allegedly escaped, according to his master who placed the ad, with a slave collar. Now, this is a replica of a slave collar. And after I do my demonstration, I'll pass it around. We'll do show and tell. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to stand right here. You, sir, can stand right here. You stand where you are. I use a simple nut and bolt to keep this closed. And gentlemen, you're going to reach down and pick it up. And you're going to open it up. That's right. You, sir, are going to put your finger over your Adam's apple. We hope your neck is not too thick for this, and we hope we don't clip you. Okay, hold on 1 second. Are you all right? Okay, close it. Is it pinching you? Good. Remove your finger. And I want you to put your hands on both of these bars that are extending in front of you. I will just get this on so it doesn't fall off. To date, this has never gotten stuck on anyone, so we will hope. And my volunteers, please stand to the side, but do not sit down. Okay, so I'm going to tell the rest of the story. Are you okay? Great. This was put on a person to keep them from getting into the woods. If you traveled with this, first of all, you'd stick out like a sore thumb. people would know you did something wrong. You could not lay down or sleep with this. But in my mind, I had it all figured out. I had seen in the woods at times where trees had fallen and were leaning up against other trees at an angle. I figured I'd wear it, straddle the tree, and get a good night's sleep. I figured that if I came face to face with any danger, I could just simply take one of the prongs and, fight off the wild animal or whatnot. Or if I crossed a stream and I could take off my clothes, put them on the prongs, and keep on running. So I had it all figured out. I pick it up. The man's assistants put it on my neck, and I instantly realized that I could not go on my journey wearing this thing. The reason being, if I tripped and fell, the prongs would hit the ground first, and my neck would break. That was my $150 history lesson. My other one was I paraded around in this for 20 minutes having pictures taken, and then was in bed for the next 3 days with a sore neck and shoulders. So we're going to take that off of you. But before we do, how do you feel?
Very uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable. Thank you.
Yeah, man. So this is the type of shit they was doing, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This is the type of shit that we went through. Niggas putting dog chains and all type of shit around our necks. You know what I'm saying? Dehumanizing us. You know? So, come on, bro. Again, for free. This shit was happening to us for free, man. We doing all this work, torturing us. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's more I gotta show you, man. You know what I'm saying? There's more I gotta show you. Check me out. Now, we gonna go into the rape. You know, I know it's uncomfortable. You know, it's uncomfortable for me that I gotta read this shit, but it's just people don't understand. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna read all this shit, but just the most important parts. It says, slave owners' exploitation of the black woman sexually was one of the most significant factors differentiating the experiences of slavery for males and females. The white man's claim to the slave body, male as well as female, was inherent in the concept of the slave trade and was tangibly realized perhaps nowhere more than on the auction block, where captive Africans were stripped their clothes, oiled down, and poked and prodded by potential buyers. The erotic undertones of such scenes were particularly pronounced in the case of the black woman. You know what I'm saying? They was holding them down and all type of shit, man. Weird. Let me see if I got this shit. All right, let me see. Throughout the period of slavery in America, white society believed the black woman to be innately lustful beings because the ideal white woman was pure and in the 19th century modest to the degree of puritanness. The perception of the African woman as hypersexual made her both the subject of white man's, I'm guessing that's abhorrence. Sorry, I never seen that word. And his fantasy. Within the bonds of slavery, masters often felt in their right to engage in sexual activity with black women. Sometimes female slave acquisies. I'm sorry, I said acquisies. I'm stupid. I don't know what that is, accusized, whatever, to advances, hoping that such relationships would increase the chances that they or their children will be liberated by their master. Uh, Most of the time, however, slave owners took slaves by force. For the most part, masters made young single slaves the object of their sexual pursuits. However, they did not on occasion rape. They, however, they did on occasion rape married women. The inability of the slave husband to protect his wife from such violation points to another fundamental aspect of the relationship between the slave man and woman. Uh, the the patron the patron the patronist the patronalistic language of slavery, the restrictions of slave law, and the circumstances of slave life created a sense of parity between black wives and husbands. I know I butchered that shit a little bit, but hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And this is just goes to show. It just goes to show, man, that um they was just doing whatever to us, man. And like I said, excuse my reading, man. Some of the words I never seen before, to be honest with you. Listen, my reading ain't all that good, but I ain't about to do this shit over again. So you just gonna have to take what I can give you. Um, yeah, man. So again, another reason why we need reparations, man, and why you think we have all this degenerate sex going on in the community right now. You know what I'm saying? You know, I know y'all heard of bucks and all this other type shit. A slave, they get a slave, and the slave go around the different plantations, you know, having sex with all the slaves. You know, our men still had that same mentality. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit that you see today in the black community, it came from slavery, man. A lot of it came from slavery, man. Molestation, you know, all that, homosexuality, all that came from slavery, man. You know what I'm saying? And butt breaking niggas and shit like that, all that weird ass shit. You know, we're gonna look at right now. We're gonna look at the story of this is just 2 minutes long, so it won't take that long. This is the rape of Gracie Taylor.
Saw the car pull up behind me. Some white boys. I mean, they ain't said nothing about what they're gonna do to me. They put me in the car. Then went blindfold me. I was begging them to leave me alone. Don't shoot me. I got to go home to see about my baby. They wouldn't let me go. I can't help but tell the truth. What they done to me.
And if my life is like the dust.
Every time I go there, I look down that road. Try to remember them trees.
The glow of a rose. What good am I? Heaven only knows.
My bad. I'm thinking she was going to share a story.
And that they had a right to her body, right? And of course, I just keep seeing this young, frightened woman who has a daughter and a mother and a husband at home, but that they couldn't see her in the way that she needed to be seen, because how could they have, how could they have brutalized her in this way? It just doesn't. I mean, so as a scholar, I can see all the pieces, like how white supremacy works, how sexism works, and patriarchy. But at the end of the day, you think, okay, these are 6 boys and a woman. Like, where is the humanity?
Well, yeah, we pretty much get the idea. You know what I'm saying? Racy Taylor, you know what I'm saying? She was surrounded by 6 white men, and she was raped, man. You know what I'm saying? And, and another thing that stemmed from slavery, where white men they felt like they was entitled to black women. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that type of thinking still goes on when you look at websites like Ghetto Gaggers and shit like that, where you got these white men specifically targeting black women specifically, and doing all type of vile shit to them. You know what I'm saying? Taking vulnerable black women, and doing whatever to them. You know what I'm saying? Throw them a little chump change. You know what I'm saying? Just so they can do whatever to them. You know? But now we really about to go going crazy. Don't ask me how to pronounce her last name, because I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I'm trying to find it. Trying to find it. Hold on. Here it is, right here. All right. This is the story. I'm pretty sure people have heard of this woman before, but in case you did not, this is the story of, I'm not going to say her last name, Madame Marie. This is the story of Madame Marie. You know, I've seen her on American Horror Story. They tried to recreate her on American Horror Story. I've seen it. But this is the real her, the real Madame Marie. Right. I ain't gonna read it all. I'm gonna just read the crazy parts. All right. So on April 10th, 1834. So the story goes, a fire broke out in a mansion in an old French quarter in New Orleans. According to the version of the tale, when the neighborhood poured out to Rubberneck and offered help, they noticed something odd. By 19th century Southern elite standards, the woman of the house was trying to save her jewels and furs without the aid of her slaves. When asked where her servants were, she told everyone to mind their own business. She said, "Mind your own fucking business." Some said this was mysterious enough. Others said they heard faint moans and screaming from the attic. Either way, a small uh, uh, Bridget look. Okay, here we go. A small Bridget took it upon itself to bust open the house and find the woman's slaves. Yet when they opened the door to the attic, they spotted dead in their. They stopped. I said spotted. They stopped dead in their tracks. And my reading is atrocious, as you can see. Some vomiting from the stench. Uh, what uh, what interlepers, whatever you said, had found was the torture chamber of Madame Marie, consistently ranked as one of the most infamous serial killers in the world, right up there with the blood-drinking, cannibalistic 16th century Hungarian Countess Elizabeth Bathory. I'm going to do some research on that. That sounds like a vampire. Since you drinking blood, that's a vampire. Lizzie Borden, uh, and her age 40 wax, uh, renowned in New Orleans lore as a savage mistress. Uh, Lalaurie became famous for the deprived brutalization of her slaves. Legend has it that a 70-year-old slave cook who had been chained to the stove by Lala Marie, Lalaurie. I don't know. I'm not good with names. Yet was slowly starving to death, started by the fire. But that was far from the most extreme torture. The brief catalog of the ever-changing list of horrors people claim that would be rescuers found in her attic include heaps of corpse organs and limbs, slaves pinned to the table or cramped in small cages, live bodies with their eyes gouged out, crazy, fingernails torn out, ears hanging by sheds of skin, or their mouths filled with animal shit and sewn shut. People people filleted of skin uh, with festering wounds. Many accounts claims they found one woman whose skin had been peeled off in spirals to make her look like a caterpillar, while another with her bones broken and reset so that she looked like a crab. Wow. And I'm sorry, it's hard to read. I mean, it's not hard to read, but it's hard to read at the same time. Like, it's just crazy. It's mind blowing. And one more whose intestines had been torn out and knocked around the waist. Many of these victims, some claim there were up to 100. They were supposedly still alive, putrid and starving. Oh my God, bro. Yet many believe rumored of the death of Lalaurie, whatever her name is, route have been greatly exaggerated. Some historians eager to contradict portrayals of Lalaurie. Sorry, people calling me Lalaurie as inhuman. They have tried to fully exonerate her, but the truth lies somewhere in between the finest, I don't know if I said that right, legend and the saintly expungings. Lalaurie was certainly a monster, but she was probably not insane or even incredibly unusual for her time. Like some Lovecraftian gods, she was and is terrifying because she was a living fossil in uh, uh, unabashed, unabashed. I'm sorry, imitation of a particularly barbaric from slavery that was briefly common in the parts of Louisiana. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of crazy ass shit that come out of Louisiana. And I'm sorry, I done fucked up a lot of them words, but you get what the fuck I'm trying to say, man. Fuck what y'all niggas talking about. Nigga, we're trying to get reparations, nigga. I ain't trying to fucking do all this extra shit. Yeah, man. It's sick, bro. And there's a lot of stories that come out of Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stories that come out of Louisiana, man. Treacherous stories, man. You know what I'm saying? It's said to believe that there's vampires. There were vampires in Louisiana. Legit vampires. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So if you think we don't deserve reparations after we didn't experience shit like this, like what's her name? Like Madame Marie? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. We deserve reparations, bro. We built this country, and we had to deal with y'all fucking psychopaths. You know what I'm saying? And there's one more. There's one more. I gotta do it. As you can see, hot sugar juice. Was boiled in hot sugar juice, man. And you think we don't deserve reparations? Come on, bro. Look at the background. That hands, that lungs. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Picture's worth 1,000 words, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. I'm gonna skip some. Let me see. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna start right here. Let me make sure y'all can see this shit. Some of the worst atrocities that happened to our people during slavery era happened in the plantations. It ranged from breeding farms where male and female relatives were matched to have sex and reproduce, to rape, murder, and killing of men, women, and children. In the plantations, the black people who were taken into slavery were reduced below animals and suffered the worst fate known to man. Okay. According to records of the British Museum, slaves were boiled in sugar vats as punishment in the Caribbean. Well, say this is the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? But the Caribbean people need reparations too. So, and I don't doubt that this shit was going on over here too. If we got people like Madame Marie over here, I don't doubt they was boiling people. So, come on, bro. In the 18th, 19th, and 20th century, the Caribbean had a large amount of sugar plantations and fields, and enslaved Africans were the major source of labor in the plantations. And they worked all day round, planting, harvesting, and milling them in the sugar refineries. The planting of sugarcane in the Caribbean, Barbados, started in 1640s and was basically formed by a combination of Africans and prisoners from the British Isles. The elites would later find a way to reach Africa and steal black people who they brought to the plantations to work. The process of planting and processing sugarcane was very tedious. Many enslaved Africans died of disease, malnutrition, exhaustion, or were killed by slavers who wanted to teach others a lesson. In this particular instance, the enslaved African was unwell and could not work on the plantation. The plantation overseas would not have any of that because he wanted more output and profit for his masters. So he decided to throw a young African into a boiling pan of sugar and pinned him down with a stick so that the young man uh, could drown a bit. The overseer's words were, what did he say? Beat. I guess he say, bitch, your black eyes. Uh, what, what? You can't work because you're not well, but I'll give you a warm bath to cure your urge and a curry combing afterwards. I'm sorry for that, but let me make sure you guys can hear me. All right. After boiling him with the sugar cane, with the sugar juice, I'm sorry, the overseers brought him out and whipped him so much that it took the young enslaved African another 6 months to recover from the wounds and scalding of his skin. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? And this was speaking on Caribbean slavery, but I know that shit was happening over here too. You know what I'm saying? But it just goes to show the type of mentality uh, that these people got. You know what I'm saying? It just goes to show the type of mentality and the evilness of these people got. That's why they have so much hate, man. Look at all the shit that they done did to us, man. You think they not gonna have hate? And again, excuse me for my reading. I'm not the best reader in the fucking world. So what? But you know, fuck all that. I'm just trying to bring the truth. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to bring the truth out, man. You know? So reparations, man. We need reparations, man. This is not no fucking joke. You know what I'm saying? We need some real change around here, bro. Because as you can see, we done dealt with so much shit. You know what I'm saying? And we still going through shit with redlining, with Jim Crow, with redlining, and now mass incarceration. I just seen a story that I seen OG posted. Here you go. I don't know if y'all heard about this. If you heard about this, a bill that will let prisoners trade organs for reduced sentences uh, faces significant blowback. Yeah, bro. And who they lock up more than anybody? Black people, man. So they trying to get our organs. They trying to get our organs up in there in that prison, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know? Come on, bro. We still dealing with the atrocities today. We still dealing with the bullshit today. It ain't never stop, bro. You know what I'm saying? It ain't never stopped. So we need reparations, bro. We need reparations so we can separate from y'all ass, bro. Y'all fucking crazy. Y'all crazy, man. Y'all got all these nukes and these bombs. You know what I'm saying? You so quick to blow the fucking world up. You know what I'm saying? You got psychopaths running all through here. You trying to flood this country with all different type of people to replace us. You know, they're just trying to pay up, man. Because you know, it's another thing too. Another thing too. You know, because all these people that died, man, all the atrocities that you did, you know what I'm saying? All them people that went through all that foul shit, they still alive and well. And you know where they at? In these hurricanes, man. They in the hurricanes. All them people that went through all that suffering, man. They in these hurricanes fucking your shit up today. You know what I'm saying? It says the recent hurricane season has captured the world's attention and have us all questioning what experts really know, if anything at all, and the talk of hurricanes and slavery, which led me to ask why would anyone believe such a story as Africans being angry hundreds of years later, showing that anger by releasing the spirit of a horrible hurricane to destroy and take lives over all these years. Yeah, man. These hurricanes, they follow the fucking slave route, man. You know what I'm saying? The ancestors, so-called ancestors, the spirits of these people, they in these hurricanes, man, fucking your shit up, and it's only gonna get worse. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The only correlation I found was that both had the same start, and it has been proven that hurricanes, the most, are formed around the coast of Africa, and follow the same path. They don't really start from they start from Ethiopia, across Africa, from the slave trading areas in Africa, and it's set off to the rest of the world to destroy the Americas. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? These African American folk tales about hurricanes being the energy source of our ancestors, stolen Africans being in the lost sea. Can hurricanes be a mythical adventure that come to right the wrongs of our ancestors, souls of the sea, who unleash their wrath annually unto their oppressors? You damn right. I'm saying, someone might think it's fake, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But this was real. You might think that's fake, but this is real. This was real. But this was real. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This was real. These are these people. These are the people that's in these storms, man. You know what I'm saying? These are the people that's in these storms, man. They had to go through all this shit. You know? They had to deal with people like Madame Marie. They in these storms, man. The people who had to deal with all the rape. Yeah. They in these storms, bro. So yeah, man. Reparations now, man. You know what I'm saying? This is an in-depth teaching on why we need fucking reparations. This is not no fucking game. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to you, Joe Biden. I'm talking to the mayor in my hometown. You know what I'm saying? We need reparations, man. Stop fucking playing, bro. Because we my family members is the reason why everybody is able to walk around here and they able to go outside and it's quiet. They're able to go outside and look at downtown and see how developed it is. You know what I'm saying? Why we have so-called have the most powerful military in the world. That's what they say. It was off the backs of my people, man. So So give us reparations, man. Reparations now, man. Go 7. Again, excuse me for my reading. I ain't really read nothing in a little minute, so go 7, man. I'm out, man. I'm out. Go 7. Peace.